Alright, answer report number 1. My efforts these many years have come to fruition, with the world I govern having become a paradise worthy of being called Radiant Garden. Nurtured by the pure water that is the source of life, fragrant flowers bloom in abundance, and the people face each day with hopeful smiles. But where there is light, darkness also lurks. As noted in my earlier reports, I must solve the mystery of this darkness of the heart. This paradise depends on it. I shall perform an experiment to probe the depths of a person's heart. One of my own apprentices, Xehanort, has volunteered to be a subject. Oh, it was Ansem's fault for making Xehanort into a nobody. He took his heart. I think. The young man has served me ever since I nursed him back from death's door some years ago. He had lost all of his memories at the time, but later showed remarkable intellectual curiosity and readily absorbed my teachings. Gaining deep wisdom, any mental immaturity is surely due to his young age. If I explore Xehanort's heart with psychological tests, I may be able to recall the past locked away with him. My apprentice, Evan, who I'm assuming is Vexen, has also shown great interest in Xehanort's memories. Also, that's weird. Wait, no it isn't. If Zenimus is Xehanort's heartless... nobody. And I'm assuming... As I was saying before I was interrupted and had to go to sleep for the night, so this is the next day. I'm assuming Xehanort's heartless, Zenimus, is the one that gave everyone their names of the organization, because Namine is a nobody, but she doesn't have an X in her name. By the way, my mum's playing music in the background, so I'm going to try to speak over that. I'm sorry if you can hear that. But that means that the X in their names is only there because I'm guessing Xehanort and his nobody love the X. I'm guessing that's what it is. It's like it's like Zenimus must know all their true names, and so he's just made anagrams of them, put an X in there to be like him. I find that actually pretty funny. Unless there's a proper reason as to why you put the X in there, but that's what I'm seeing so far. Too extraordinary, perhaps they are even superhuman. I have made a grave mistake. My study of the darkness of the heart began with a simple psychological test and quickly snowballed. Spurred on by my youngest apprentice, Ienzo, Zexion, right? Yeah, Zexion. I constructed a massive laboratory in the basement of my castle. Unbeknownst to me, my 6 apprentices then began collecting a large number of subjects on which to perform dangerous experiments into the darkness of the heart. As soon as I found out, I called my apprentices together and ordered them not only to cease their studies, but to destroy the results of their research thus far. What on earth was happening within the hearts of my 6 beloved apprentices? While pursuing the mystery of the darkness of the heart, could they themselves have strayed into its depths? Yet I remain the most foolish of all for having begun these experiments. We are not meant to interfere in the depths of another's heart, no matter what our reasons for doing so, and my error plunged me into despair. A visitor from another world soothed my dejected soul. A tiny king named Mickey came wielding a legendary key, the infamous Keyblade, said to bring both chaos and prosperity to the world. He was very knowledgeable on many topics, and we deepened our friendship as we conversed companionably. Upon his advice, I decided to review the data obtained by Basement Lab. This is when I discovered the Ansem reports. Though they bore my name, the only one I had written was number 0. Apparently he had gone on to pen numbers 1 through 8 himself. Yes, the first subject of my foolish experiments. Ah, okay. Did I read number 0? I don't know. Chaos affects not only this world, but many other worlds besides. In the Ansem reports my apprentice Xehanort had written under my name, I found the records of these hideous experiments, along with his hypothesis about the door that had appeared out of the darkness in my basement. All living things have hearts, and all hearts hold darkness deep within. Worlds are no exception. If a world is a being, the heart it holds must be colossal. And the darkness at its core must be monstrous indeed. Did Xehanort pass through that door in an attempt to contact the Dark Realm? No, not only Xehanort. It appears my other 5 apprentices, believing it was for the sake of research, stared deep into the darkness and were pulled into it. Evan, Vexian, I'm guessing. Ienzo, Zexian. Braig, Zigbra, I'm guessing? Or whatever his name is, Zigbar. Dylan would be... Who would that be? Zoldan? Yeah, Zoldan. And Aeolus, which is Alexius. They've ceased to be human. I too have had everything taken away from me, brainwashed to a hollow realm of nothingness. What is Xehanort's hoping to gain with my pilfered existence? Will my people cease to smile? If the light of hope has been extinguished, I shall henceforth walk with darkness as a friend. Here in the realm of nothingness to which I have been relegated, darkness in the midst of nothing, darkness and zero. Thus I shall be known as Diz, discarding the stolen name Ansem, and going in search of revenge. The stolen name Ansem? What? Did he steal that name from someone? Okay. The distant days spent in that beautiful paradise are an illusion to me now. How long have I been here? Banished to the realm of nothingness. How long have I been here? It is only by relying upon my anger and hatred that I have been able to retain my sense of self here, where all existence is nullified. My heart is being overcome with hatred towards my apprentices, possessed by the darkness, and with the anger I feel for stupidly allowing myself to be betrayed. Is this darkness eating away at my heart? I cannot continue to idle away my time here. What is Xehanort and the others attempting to do? I must unravel the mysteries of these Ansem reports, intercept my apprentices, and defeat them. That is my mission, the only way to repay the world for my sins. Those beings who lack hearts, the heartless, must be the key. The darkness of the heart made flesh, cursed shadows who not only lack hearts, but multiply by seizing hearts from any and all living beings. Where have they come from, and where are they going? 3 elements combined to create a life, heart, a soul, and a body. But what are the soul and body left behind when the heart is lost? When the soul leaves the body, its vessel life gives way to death. But what about when the heart leaves? A being does not perish when its heart leaves its body. The heart alone disappears into the darkness. There is little time. If I remain in this realm much longer, I will certainly learn these learn these answers the hard way. My heart is already a captive of the darkness. In this realm where all existence has been disintegrated, I have just barely managed to preserve my sense of self by continuing to think and to write. It is a place where even time has lost all meaning. Eternity is as but a moment here. I must make haste. Certainly their plans are already underway. The Heartless must be the key to unraveling this mystery. The 6 traders were operating a laboratory that churned out those cursed shadows, but only did they generate pure blood, heartless from the living hearts, but they then used those heartless to synthesize artificial versions of the creatures as well. Oh, that's why there's so many. These synthetic heartless bore insignias and were called emblems. Oh, okay. So, are those heartless the ones that the nobodies control? They said it was like the heartless obey the strongest, but Maleficent's controlling them, sort of? Oh, no. Pete was saying how they won't listen to him here, and that's because they weren't strong enough, most likely. Also because they were in the realm of darkness, and Pete was getting worried. But Maleficent was like so headstrong about her power that she thought she'd be able to control them again. But that means the nobodies, instead of taking hearts from people, they were just artificially creating them. Okay. Pure blood or emblem, these heartless act only to fulfill their instinctive needs. They single-mindedly detect hearts and swarm around them. A human's commands would be ineffective. The heartless would easily steal the human's heart and use it to increase their own ranks. But what if an even stronger heartless was giving the orders? If he cast aside his own soul and body and became heartless, wouldn't he be able to control the otherwise intractable heartless? Furthermore, wouldn't he be planning to make use of the creature's instincts? If the heart-seeking heartless have their sights set on a larger, more powerful heart, their ultimate goal is crystal clear. The largest heart in existence, the heart of the world. This is all conjecture, but it would seem he is utilizing the heartless in his search for a path leading to the heart of the world. Okay. My choice to befriend darkness here in the midst of nothing was a sound one. The moment I stared straight ahead with a calm heart, neither rejecting darkness nor fearing it, I gained a newfound power. A superhuman power. The power of darkness. It is likely Xehanort and the others were enraptured by this power, eventually becoming its prisoners. I do not intend to allow my heart to be devoured by the darkness, as they did, of course. With this new power, I uncovered a corridor of darkness that connects the realm of nothingness to the outside world. While it is still difficult to come and go as I please, my banishment is now a thing of the past. To deceive Xehanort and my apprentices, I first used my power to change form before returning to the realm of light. As I had suspected, Xehanort had become a Heartless. Under my name, he commanded other Heartless in quests to snatch away the hearts of many different worlds. At the center of the heart Xehanort stolen was Kingdom Hearts, which attracts tremendous darkness to itself and attempts to send any and all matter back into its depths. The other 5 have disappeared. Have they become heartless like Xehanort? Or did they vanish after Xehanort exploited them? I became familiar with an unusual entity while pursuing the truth. It is a soul and body that remain when a body loses its heart. When a heartless is born, those entities disappear from the realm of light, to be reborn as an entirely new being in a completely different realm. And he means the nobodies, right? While beings born of darkness and those lacking hearts may find them inconvenient, it is dangerous for others to make much use of the corridors of darkness. Darkness erodes the heart. In search of a place to proceed with my research, planning from prying eyes, I found myself in Twilight Town. It is a quiet village, forgotten in the chasm between light and darkness. I situated myself in the basement of an abandoned mansion standing beyond the woods. My underground research resulted in one new discovery after another. When a heartless is born, the body and soul left behind are reborn into this world as a different being. They possess different intentions than their heartless brethren, and while it is unclear what these sentient things are after, it would appear they are responsible for much bedlam in the world. My erstwhile friend, the king, and his subjects, along with a hero wielding the Keyblade, are battling the Heartless even as a new threat approaches. This new threat, they have given themselves a fitting name, I suppose. These non-beings, nobodies. A great number of nobodies have lost human form as have the Heartless, yet the nobody born of someone with a strong heart retains its shape, with but the faintest visible changes. It appears my betrayers have retained their human forms as nobodies, and are gathering more followers in hopes of furthering a new scheme. Organization XIII, formed of 13 nobodies with my betrayers at its core, has divided into 2. They are said to be carrying out some sort of research. Seeking to uncover the plans of this organization, I have decided to head for where 6 of its members have gathered, towering over the outer limits of the realm between darkness and light, Castle Oblivion. Okay. Interesting. So, was Castle Oblivion a real place? And it was just like when we entered Castle Oblivion, we were then put into the virtual world? Because the reason I think Castle Oblivion was a virtual world was because the pod was in in Castle Oblivion, but the pod was also in Twilight Town. Oh no, maybe? I have no idea. Hopefully it gets answered. It appears that I have been too distracted by the behavior of Xehanort and his cohorts, and by the events occurring in their vicinity. My friends' struggle to protect the realm of light from the threat of Heartless is now over, with Xehanort's Heartless going by the name Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, defeated at last. The other wielder of the Keyblade, this hero, travelled from world to world, sealing up keyholes and laying Heartless low. Meanwhile, the king who had dived into the realm of darkness worked with the Keyblade wielding hero to close the door to Kingdom Hearts from the realms of both darkness and light, thus holding off the threat of tremendous darkness. That's a long sentence. But there is still a great number of Heartless afoot in Organization XIII, and the nobodies continue to be active in their shadows. You know, I find it very weird that we call the Dusk nobodies. Like, yeah, they're nobodies, but I always saw the nobodies as, like, the conscious ones, the ones that know what they're doing. And that's what I've always called them. I always call, like, the other ones just Dusks or Assassins or whatever they're called. But I only call someone a nobody if either they're in a black outfit and we don't know who they are yet, or it's actually proven that they're a nobody even if they don't have an X in their name. I don't really call the creatures nobodies, even though they technically are. We must find a way to do battle with these enemies. Thus I will both make amends and have my revenge. Yeah. It is for the reason that I infiltrated Castle Oblivion. It consists of 13 floors above and 12 floors below ground, with the contents of its white rooms transforming into response to its visitors' memories. Oh, okay, so it was actually a memory place. Organization XIII was conducting experiments on memory here, so it wasn't just people changing it via virtual stuff. The subjects in these experiments, a girl named Namne, appeared to possess extremely unusual abilities. Were they attempting to derive something from these powers? Refusing to be distracted by Organization XIII, I had returned to my own secret research when a new visitor appeared at the castle today. It was Sora, the Keyblade-wielding hero, who had defeated Ansem and his companions. Deep underground, the stench of darkness arose. All the players are coming together, it seemed. Yep, Riku. I should have expected nothing less from a Keyblade-wielding hero. Sora and friends defied the machinations of Organization XIII and rescued Namine. Namine was a witch who controlled the memories of others. Most likely these powers were achieved through a special process when she was born. Namine is a nobody created when a young girl's heart left her body, yet she has no corresponding heartless. This is because the young girl in this case was a princess. Kairi, a resident of Radiant Garden, over which I had ruled, was one of the 7 princesses that uphold the Realm of Light. Oh! Really? Kairi was one of the 7... Well, I know she was one of the 7 because she unlocked the heart, the Kingdom Hearts, sort of. I'm guessing there's 2 ways to open Kingdom Hearts then. You get the 7 princesses and stuff, of light, or you get, like, a lot of hearts. I don't know. There must be a difference between them, I'm hoping. But either that or it's just like, oh, there's 2 keys for 1 door. A resident of Radiant Garden. Really? Why was she at Destiny Islands, then? With no darkness in her heart, Kairi produced no heartless. And instead of vanishing, her body remained in the Realm of Light. Oh! Okay. That actually makes a lot of sense. That's why her heart, when it left and went to Sora, it was able to go into Sora without being, like, turned into a heartless. Instead of vanishing, her body remained in the Realm of Light. Yeah. But that's why she didn't turn into a nobody. Well, technically she did. Yeah. But wait, Namine's Kairi's nobody, right? If Kairi's body remained in the Realm of Light, where did Namine come from? It was Namine wasn't Kairi's heart, right? And it wasn't the body, because the body stayed. This is getting confusing. I'm guessing, like, the body duplicated or something? I don't know. In other words, both the nobody called Namine and the Heartless, proof of a lost heart, are extremely unstable beings who lack the bodies needed to produce a nobody. Oh! So Namine's like an incomplete nobody. She's like the nobody of Kairi because the girl lost her heart, but she doesn't have the body to do it. That makes sense now. I haven't really seen Namine do much, that's the thing. She's always drawing and stuff, but I'm guessing that drawing book is like a part of her. It's how she controls her power. That's probably why she has such a strange power, because she's like incomplete. Because... no, that actually makes no sense. But, yeah. And that's probably also why, I'm guessing she faded a little bit. Wait, no, she took a whole year to fade. Never mind. But yeah, she's incomplete, okay. And that actually makes a little sense now. One reason for this may be that Kairi's heart did not return to the darkness when separated from her body, but rather migrated to another vessel deep within Sora's heart. Oh, they also lack Kairi's memories. Yeah. So does that mean all the other nobodies know all their real selves' memories? Even Roxas knows Sora's memories? Interesting. I don't think Sora's heart went to the darkness though, didn't it? Oh no, I think it did, because he did turn into a Heartless. That is, Namine is an old... I'm getting like... I'm into that point of the Ansem reports where my mind is going crazy. Sorry. That is, Namine is an alter ego of Kairi who has directly interfered with Sora's heart. Could this be why Sora and those whose hearts connected to him are able to have their memories controlled? Oh! Oh, okay. So that's why Namine could control our memories, because she was technically connected to us. She was basically messing with our hearts. Because in this game, memories are hearts. She's a non-being in the truest sense of the word. Having not even become a true nobody and with nowhere left to go, she is but the most fleeting of shadows. Oh. Sora went to sleep in order to recover the memories he lost in Castle Oblivion. It would take quite some time to bring back all the memories he had created in his lifetime. but Organization XIII held sway over Castle Oblivion. Sora would need to be kept someplace more secure. I persuaded Naminé to move the slumbering Sora to Twilight Town for safekeeping. Ah, so that's why now he's in Twilight Town. So that means Castle Oblivion was real. I thought it was just like a virtual world kind of thing, and that Naminé was messing with his memories from the outside, or whatever. Well, from inside. But the reason they were able to make the world, the rooms into his memories was because it was a virtual world. I guess I was wrong. Wow, that's gonna make me think like too many things now. Every time I see like a plot confusing element, I'm just gonna think, okay, this is probably real, and it probably isn't gonna be real, and then I'm gonna be like, I don't know anymore. As I've written here before, she is a most unusual being, born in the same process as a nobody, but lacking virtually all the elements of a nobody. Perhaps she continues drawing in hopes of capturing that which she lacks, the memories of others, especially Sora. I've arrived at a hypothesis. I believe that Naminé was born as a special type of nobody when Sora attacked himself with the Keyblade, causing his and Kairi's hearts to leave their bodies simultaneously. Naminé emerged as Kairi's nobody, but the body and soul necessary to exist as a nobody belong to Sora. When a person's heart is stolen, a heartless is born with no sense of self, and the body and soul left behind give rise to a nobody. But what if one willingly releases one's heart from one's body? Sora and Xehanort retained their selfhood even after becoming heartless. Then there are Kairi and Naminé. Kairi was exceptional for having had no darkness within her heart. Also exceptional was that her heart, once freed, migrated to a new vessel, Sora. The combination of those two theoretically unlikely exceptions may be behind this anomaly. There are matters I must attend to while Sora is sleeping. A new ally has appeared on the scene. Riku. Okay. That also makes me wonder, Riku in the first game took Maleficent's heart out of her body. Would that do something? I'm guessing that's also what turned Maleficent into a dragon. It's like, that's the heartless form she took because she was consumed by so much darkness. Yeah. But does that mean Maleficent has a nobody too? I mean, I'm actually hoping she does, but still. I was reunited with an old friend at Castle Oblivion, but was unable to disclose my identity. If he knew the situation, he would likely try to stop me from carrying out my revenge. As much as I would dearly love to converse with him as in the old days, this is Mickey, right? That is now but a hopeless dream. My friend has been fighting in the realm of darkness. Most likely he found his way there through Traverse Town. Like Castle Oblivion, that village also rests in the cleft between light and dark. It consists of the remnants of worlds whose heart have been stolen by the Heartless. It is where those who have barely escaped the destruction of their worlds eventually find themselves. This realm between is quite unstable, with corridors of darkness appearing from time to time. Whenever a world disappears, some of its inhabitants must arrive here through those corridors. Surely Sora travelled these same corridors of darkness when he first came to Traverse Town. It seems my friend fighting in the realm of darkness appeared in Castle Oblivion through a corridor of darkness constructed by Organization XIII. My new ally Riku has effected his return via one of these corridors. He swore to me he would give his all for his best friend Sora. In fact, Sora's memories have been slow to return. Thus I have asked Riku to bring me another Sora. He's nobody. Sora isn't indispensable if I am to achieve my goal. I require the Keyblade-wielding hero to fly through the realm of light and defeat Organization XIII. Apart from Naminé, nobodies retain their memories of their time as humans. But Sora's nobody, Roxas, has lost Sora's memories. This is likely because Sora's time as a Heartless was short, having recovered his heart and returned to his human form soon after leaving behind Roxas, his nobody. It would seem Roxas is much like Naminé. Naminé is Kairi's nobody, but came into being via Sora's body and soul. Likewise, Roxas is Sora's nobody, but was left behind because Sora's Heartless regained human form using Kairi's heart instead of his own. Okay. It may be that Sora's memories are slow to return because the half of him that is Roxas is still lacking. I must convert Roxas into data and return him to Sora. As a member of Organization XIII, it was exceedingly difficult to bring Roxas back in. Having lost to Roxas once, Riku laid everything on the line and used the power of darkness in their second battle, only just managing to bring Roxas back with him. Oh, trust me, it didn't look like that. It looked like he won easily in the second battle. Must convert Roxas into data. Okay. That makes me think that Roxas is actually still out there. Like, well, okay, let me explain. I'm not saying he's actually still out there, but like, the first time at the end of Roxas's episode, he disappears. Like, he doesn't disappear, but he's saying how his summer vacation's over. Very sad scene. But then we don't actually see him go. So that was most likely the data version of Roxas. And then Sora woke up because Roxas had finally accepted he needs to help Sora. And so he began becoming one with Sora. But it's not until the end of the game, where you see Roxas and Naminé as spirit things, that they finally become one, I'm guessing. And so Kingdom Hearts 2, it's not even his full power yet. It's not him with Roxas yet. It's starting to get there. We'll most likely have his full power in Kingdom Hearts 3, when he's one with Roxas again. That's just my theory, but once again, I could be wrong. But Organization XIII grows even nearer. Here, Twilight Town is where Roxas was reborn as a nobody. This is where Roxas first encountered Organization XIII and joined its ranks. They are bound to search this place thoroughly. First, I should convert all of Twilight Town into data and construct a world duplicate in Sora's memories. I shall place Roxas within that world to live out his days and regain those memories. There is little time. The organization's schemes must be making steady progress as well. And last one. Tomorrow Sora awakens. My long and drawn-out revenge is nearing its end. Xehanort, who took everything away from me, though as a heartless, he is no more. As the leader of Organization XIII, his ambition once again is to capture Kingdom Hearts, the most colossal heart of all. His Heartless had attempted to draw out the great darkness of Kingdom Hearts, created from the hearts of all worlds. His nobody, however, is now almost finished gathering human hearts, to be assimilated into Kingdom Hearts as well. The fool. Only one mystery remains. How did Xehanort manage to open the door that appeared in the basement of my castle? No, any theory pointed now, when everything is nearing completion, would be meaningless. Roxas, Ansem, Naminé, they defy all logic, yet there they are. Singular exceptions to the rule. The theories proposed by me and by Organization XIII have been blown to pieces by a handful of strong-hearted individuals. Sora, Kairi, Riku. Ah yes, Riku. Though he's hard at its weaknesses, making it prone to darkness, he found support in the hope he discovered beyond suffering. This hope allowed him to stand his ground and turn the darkness in his heart from an enemy into his greatest weapon. When all this is over, it is my fervent hope that he will be able to return with Sora to his island. If I can, I should like to return to Radiant Garden, to look once more upon the beautiful water, the lovely flowers, and the hopeful smiles of the people. Dear King, my friend, I believe that at some point in time you will come across these my truthful accounts. How I wish I could have chatted with you again. I was a fool, obsessed with revenge. Forgive me. Jesus Christ. Whoa, that's actually pretty chilly. It's giving me chills. So those are the answer reports. That was interesting. So, Kairi was originally from Radiant Garden, and Princess, that was obvious, but I didn't know she was from Hollow Bastion / Radiant Garden. Kairi's nobody was made because Sora released Kairi's heart from his body, and so a nobody was made, but it wasn't a proper nobody. It was part nobody. It didn't have the body or the soul. It was just there. She just existed. Roxas doesn't have Sora's memories because he turned into a human too quickly again after being heartless. Interesting. Well, those are the answer reports, and I'm probably gonna, since these are going for a while, I'm probably gonna make this a separate, a special episode at the end of the series. But yeah. I really enjoyed this. The answer report specifically, I already said how much I enjoyed the game, but I do like reading up on the lore. That's the thing with this game, the lore is amazing. And why does it say new? Come on. I know it's new, just stop it. But yeah, I don't know what to say, honestly. I am glad I'm finally done with this game, because it took so much time out of me. Let me show you. I have put 95 hours into this game. A lot of it's just standing idly, but not much. Maybe 6 hours all up. Maybe even just 4. but it's been a lot of time. I'm tired of this game. I want to play more. Don't worry, I will be playing this more. I was actually thinking of doing a critical level 1 run. I'll like be skipping all the cutscenes, running through, trying to fight the bosses at just level 1. Maybe even not even changing my keyblade, who knows. And I will like see how far I can go into the game by doing that. But I don't know. I might actually try doing that off screen and see how well I do. And then if I'm able to do it, I will do a let's play of it and see how I do. I just want to beat this game on critical and get all the achievements. That's really all I want to do. But otherwise, I'll end this here. Kingdom Hearts 358 2 days will be starting literally right after this or tomorrow, depending when this is uploaded. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. See ya.